Ways for me are sort of in two forms. There's, and from a more organizational point of view, I think this has been a tremendous conference whereby a lot of policymakers from different countries in the region have come together, and I've been particularly struck by how much synergies there seem to be from sort of listening to policy experiences from neighboring countries. So that has been, to me, I've been kind of back-to-back really good presentations that are very much in the spirit, I think, of what the Tax for Growth initiative wants to do, which is to support sort of continuous evidence building. Virtually all of the presentations have featured, experiments or other kinds of data work that brings together sort of policymakers and researchers. And it's quite unique how you can create an entire conference at this point that illustrates these kinds of collaborations.
The key takeaways. The first one is let me call it public-private dialogue, because the conference brings together several practitioners, both from the government and from the private sector, whereby they sat together for 2 days here in Dar es Salaam to discuss on various issues which are associated with the tax revenue administration within Tanzania, within the East African community, within Africa and worldwide. So through that dialogue, whereby we had discussion from both the government practitioners and the academicians on the better ways to which the government like ours can enhance tax compliance within the economy and can in the end increase the revenue collected by the government and lead to more economic growth to the government. So the dialogue is very much. The second takeaway which I can say that I took from this conference is on the importance of research-based results in leading key decision-making of the government. I can give you an example because from most of the studies which were presented, it is from the research outputs where either the revenue authorities or the government made key decisions to the country on which directions the country must take in relation to the tax administration in that particular country. So several researchers have been presented and how the recommendations of those researchers have been adopted by either the tax revenues or the government. So those are the two key areas which I can say that I really much enjoyed and really much.
Yes, I think this conference has focused on tax for growth for a good reason. Building fiscal capacity is very important to the success of all economies, but in low-income countries there's a particularly high use for public funds. And some of the neat findings of the research suggest the importance of things that people often overlook when studying taxes, like having trust in the tax system, having a simplicity that can be administered well, and paying attention to implementation details. And these go beyond the typical metrics that we look at, like revenue and efficiency and equity, although those are very important.